Welcome. It's the midnight fish reading. It's not midnight. It's just past midday. But I went to bed early last night, so which is unusual for me. But I guess it's midnight somewhere. Oh, hello, news. My name's Tristan. This is my channel, Midnight Fish, and this is a reading for water signs, or anyone that's got any water in their charts, or if you're just feeling a bit watery today. We've all got a bit of that in us. I've got a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. A lot of Sagittarius. Number 20. Oh, and behind that, 24. Love. Very nice. This is my mom's deck. I always like to start the reading with a card from her. The garden's in treat, to a party you'll go. A new friend you'll meet, romance will outflow. Faithful your friendship when you're not far off, but away on a trip your love is soon scoffed. That's to do with the positioning in the cards. That all the cards have like two double-sided meanings, but this one's about like connecting, going to a party, being invited somewhere. I'll read the traditional meanings. Yeah. Creativity as well, meeting, party, event, the public, the audience, and the network of people. So maybe you got lots of stuff going on and doing stuff that's creative, maybe. Yeah. I'll grab a couple of cards from the Lost Oracle, see what it's got to say. I love chatting to people and meeting new people. It's good fun. You can learn about yourself through other people, I think, and how they react to you. I always find it funny when somebody just takes an instant disliking to you, but you never know what you did to them in a past life. You never know. Or maybe your vibes just repel. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Furnace, take action, and blessed resilience. You can weather the storm. So, yeah, something happening. You got to tap into your witchiness. This is triangle. Take action. Yeah. Light the fire kind of vibe. And the blessed resilience. Yeah, we all got to go through tough times. Lots of things going on, it seems. Lots of things going on. So I'm doing the reading today with the Wildwood Tarot and clarifying with the top deck. Oh, Aleister Crowley. I love the pictures. This is very, very much William Blake. Yeah. It's a long weekend. I'm spending most of it in my house doing creative stuff. Very boring, but I like it. Sometimes I get enough stimulation from people. There's people who need to have lots and lots of people around them, not so much need, but enjoy it more than being sort of at home doing whatever. Everyone's different, aren't they? We're all different. And some people have that in them, like it's almost like an opposing force. Because I love going out and socialising and chatting and networking and making new friends. But sometimes it just gets a bit too much. You get to your limit. You need a bit of time out, don't you? The wheel. Okay, yeah, the turning. Six of Arrows transition. Six of Swords. Okay. Right, yeah, so that's how life goes, isn't it? Right, that's very straight, that one. All right, then. So it's 3 rows, 3 cards each, past, present, future. And let's see what the energy is around today. 9 of Pentacles, tradition. And the Knight of Pentacles, the horse. Moving at a traditional pace or doing something very traditionally, very independent, like he's stable, very stable energy as well. He's so at peace, he can hold a rattlesnake. Getting some sort of insights on when to move, maybe. Taking action on something. Let's go first row, past the Seer, which is like the Magician. 8 of Wands, 8 of Bows, Hearthfire. 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Stones, home. And the present. 8 of Pentacles, skill. 9 of Cups, generosity. And Ace of Wands, spark of life. Ace of Bows. Very nice. And then in the future, the Woodward, which is it Justice or Judgment? Oh, I keep having to remember. He's so different. I don't really do good with numbers. Justice, yeah, you're getting there. And the Ace of Swords, Breath of Life, Spark of Life, and then the Breath of Life. Very nice. And then the Ace of Cups, the Waters of Life. Wow, the word life is here 3 times. This is coming soon. Okay. So it looks like in the past you've had to use your High Priestess skills. So your intuition, maybe a bit of magic and manifestation, carefully making judgments and thinking, very quietly, but then also with the energy of the 8 of Wands, which is communication, about a 10 of Pentacles, so a home or something that means home to you, or the fulfillment of your 10 of Pentacles, which is just satisfaction on a worldly level, what satisfies you. Very much about partnership here in this card as well. It's about the home. There's that lovely house with a tree, and there's 2 carved figures into the stone here. So you've spent a lot of time quietly reflecting, but also communicating around like a hearth fire or in that kind of social environment. So maybe that was at a party you went to. Maybe all this discussion was about something you needed to take action from. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, that's come out now, yeah. It was on the bottom of the other deck. Knight of Pentacles. A horse, a slow horse in that deck, fast. Faster. Whatever you were talking about and doing has been in planning and progress for a very long time. All right. Oh, 7 swords underneath there. Something that involved a little bit of trickery. Let's see. Clarify the top row. So this is your intuition. What was it about? Was it your intuition? Is it other people's? Did you have to get advice from somebody? Trusting the waters there of things that are hidden. Things that are hidden. The moon. Yes, the moon. Secret knowledge. Queen of Pentacles. That very stable energy. 4 of Pentacles. Power. Which is like domination and defeat. 5 of Swords. Moving on from defeat into a stable energy. So you had to use your intuition to get over a defeat so that you could stabilize. 4 is very much in 4 of discs. Pentacles in this deck is like that consolidation of power, you know. Not so much about being selfish, but going, these are my boundaries. It's very square. It's like that's the boundaries, the, you know, borders of this building. There's 4 buildings here. There's a bridge in. You've got to be allowed into the space. Yeah, some sort of defeat. 5 swords, clashing. Whether you defeated somebody or they defeated you. But I mean, really, when you think about it in life, when things come to that kind of thing, you're both lost, really. There's no winners in war, really. Some people die. Well, I mean, obviously not in conversation or argument with people during the day. No one's dying, but, you know, it's not nice. Clashing. Conflict is never pleasant. I know we have to go through it sometimes to learn, but it's better to keep things neutral and try and understand. Although some people, you can't talk to. You always remember that as well. Conserve your energy. Don't beat dead horses. Yeah. So yeah, so you've consolidated the power in the past. You've made your boundaries using your intuition and like knowledge from either defeating or being defeated. And like I said, it kind of feels like a defeat anyway when it comes to 5 swords. When you're fighting, it's not that fun. But there's been some communication. So you're obviously trying to work together with people. Fast-moving communication. Very warm, inviting. It's the kind of place you want to be, around a hearth fire. Is this about a tower and a sun behind it? Well, yes, new beginnings often start after towers. It's very dramatic in this deck. The picture is quite scary. I'd like a print of that in big, actually. That'd be quite cool. The all-seeing eye, Dove of Peace. So maybe still trying to find some balance. Balance. So there was some kind of tower, and this is what's led to maybe this reflection. Maybe the tower was what came after this Five of Swords, defeat. But you've been in communication, because here we've got 10 cups, satisfaction. I mean, why satiety? And 7 of Discs, failure, some sort of timing issue. Did you not get your 10 of Cups? Did you miss out on it? Some sort of secrets. How to move on from failure to 10 Cups? Is this what the discussion is about? I mean, failure is failure, you know. Sometimes we don't get the timing right. We don't invest properly. We invest in the wrong things or at the wrong time. You know, there's all kinds of issues in life. It's never perfect. But you seem to be in communication on how to move past the failure to get your 10 of Cups and be satisfied with the result. Which might have something to do with the home, because 10 of Cups is that fulfillment, isn't it? 10 Cups, the rainbow. Yeah. Satisfaction, that contentment. With the 10 stones, the 10 of Pentacles, your home, what matters to you, what fulfills you. This is in the past. This is what you were communicating about and thinking about. Accepting failures and defeats. And trying to tap into your intuition to consolidate a base, starting point maybe. I don't know. 10 of Stones, 10 of Stones. Yeah, okay, using your intuition. Here we have the High Priestess again. Oh, and lust, which is strength. It's the lion and the woman, the powerful strength of lust. Then that's not just sexual, it can be for just the power of life, you know, the strength of the sun, Leo energy as well. The High Priestess, so wanting to understand your own desires, or to make sure it's not just lust, or the sun. It's come back. How pleasant. And the Tower. Okay, yeah. Flipping heck. Wanting this new dawning after failure, defeat, and the Tower falling. Wanting the sun, and what fires your lust for life and your lust for everything, really. It's not just sexual. You can have a desire to watch the sunrise and experience bliss watching it. Imagine if you were in prison for 20 years and you spent most of it not being able to see the sunrise. That first sunrise would be like the best drug trip you could ever imagine. First bite of your first free meal. You know, it's all about novelty and how to keep generating that within yourself through gratitude and appreciation, maybe. And sometimes that's why people fast, or stay celibate for a bit, or, you know, go on diets maybe. Whatever the relationship is with how you control and make sure that that lust for life is healthy and sustains you. Yeah. Like, I stopped watching the news a year ago. I still see it on Twitter, but it's been good for me. I think what they put us through during the pandemic is fucking awful. People were tied to their TVs for weeks and months, and just anyway. So that's the past. So you'll find your sun. You found your sun. What means your sun to you in partnerships, in life, in just, yeah, it could be just one particular thing, but it could just mean that when you find that way, you can make it shine on everything, isn't it? So find the sun in your life, make it shine on anything. Oh, a Knight of Cups has popped out. Oh, hello. That's freaking So it could be about a love or a love offer, something that you had to make a choice about. Up and down. Should I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah, like deciding whether to jump on a boat as it's passing under a bridge. Eventually the boat goes away. You might have to hire a boat and then chase the boat down to another bridge and jump off the bridge if you decided too late to jump. But not all opportunities are like that in life. If you want something in your life, go for it. If it makes you happy, maybe you're not hurting anyone. You know, I always say my biggest kink is consent. Eight of Pentacles, skill. So this is the present energy. So you've had some sort of disappointment, something to do with the Queen of Swords, a truth. Ooh, and some Seven Swords business. I don't want to look any further, thank you. But I like the disappointment in this deck. It is about moving on from disappointment. And I mean, that's what the spirit of the Five of Cups is. You can become trapped in looking at regrets. Or, yeah. These three bowls burning. There's always a chance to start anew on something. So, Prince of Swords with truth and action to lead to gain. So you're taking action on something that's going to lead to gain for you. And the Knight of Pentacles in this deck is great because it's about the continuous accrue of wealth. So it's something you're doing that's taking a lot of work. That's after you've moved on from some sort of disappointment, some truth, or new action you've taken, new perspective, like mental, maybe a different way of looking at business or something, I don't know. But it's leading you to 9 discs, so 9 pentacles. Continuous accrue of wealth. It's taking a lot of hard work though. 8 of Pentacles is a lot of back-breaking work. Oh, look, and there's 10. So it's eventually going to get to 10 pentacles. Keep going. So this is what you're presently doing. And there's this beautiful nine of Cups right in the middle. Generosity. So it looks like maybe if you do make money, you then help others with it. Having 9 overflowing cups, you know, if you're going to keep them to yourself. It's like loads of little, like they're all different. And you got these 5 are the same. Then there's a massive one in his lap, and then the 3 ones here in the front. It's like lots of different cups of love and abundance that you have, that you're balancing around you, that you share out to people. And it gives you pleasure to do so. Here we have 6 of Cups. You love sharing. Despite being disappointed in the past, which is nice. I mean, we're all disappointed sometimes. Things don't always work. See? Things don't always work. Here we have 5 of Cups. Moving on from disappointment. You know, sometimes you feel 5 cups and then suddenly you're 9 cups and you can share again. Like, don't let anything ever make you bitter. No matter how much work it takes, you're working with people here. Maybe you're helping them get over their disappointments. Because you've got 3 discs has come out here. This triangle, 3 different. Whoosh, yeah. So you're helping people get over their disappointments by showing them that despite the disappointments you've had, you can work through it and you can then again share. Yeah. Generosity. I like it. This is lovely. Whoever you are, or multiple people, I don't know. Prince of Wands. Yeah, new beginnings. All right, so that one's jumped out, and here we got the Ace of Wands, and here we got the Page of Wands. They both jumped out, and it's so similar energy, really. They kind of look the same as well. The sweeping, fiery curve. It's, in the current present energy, you've got now something new you've started, something that struck the core of you to creative action, whether it's a new idea or a new thing you want to do. Maybe, I don't know, you finally decided to go buy that pair of shoes. It could be anything. I don't know. Something new, something that is very primal. It sparked life in you, yeah, which is similar to what I've been talking about in the past. So maybe you've managed to bottle that sun energy. So let's see. what is this Ace of Wands? I know it's a Page of Wands. A Messenger as well, maybe? Yeah, okay. Okay, worry. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, and then the moon behind that. Okay, but it involves some sort of worry about something that is... 5 of Pentacles is very much being out in the cold, something not working, financial loss, worry about money perhaps. You're not sure if it's going to take off. And there's some hidden energy and something to do with a truce, something about a truce and a truth. So 4 swords and a Knight of Swords behind that. So I don't know what this truth is because I'm not psychic, but you can let your imagination run wild. Whatever it is that's affecting you, maybe to do with this new project. So you're trying to put logic to it. So we've got 6 of Swords and move on from whatever that was happening that's caused you worry because it's been a burden. Yeah, okay. All right. So whatever new project you're working on, even though you're so happy and inspired by it, it's very complex. Something to do with it is very complex and you're worried. You need a truce to happen. So you're trying to use logic. And you're carrying a burden. But we can... Maybe you're using logic to figure out how you can put the burden down so you can focus on this project. I mean, sometimes when we take on new things, they can feel very heavy. I know it's not the same as massive business deals or whatever, but when I start a new painting, I feel like I can see how long it's going to take. If you do oils, like acrylic's nice, it's quick and easy, but if you want to do an oil painting, you have to sort of project into the future because you know how long it's going to take for each layer to dry. So there's no like instant gratification, and as much as it excites you, it's a long process. And yeah, but it's nice if you get in the zone. You can just forget about the worries. So maybe you need to get in the zone. Yeah, you're trying to use your logic. Some sort of truce. I don't know. A truce with yourself or somebody else. Maybe it's a creative partner. You need a truce with a creative partner. Maybe talk about the burden. Or put the burden down. Maybe unload some of your other projects. You know, we can't all be Duracell bunnies. Anyway, moving on. That was the present. At the bottom here we've got the future, which is obviously subject to change. Well, I'm telling you that, I'm not your therapist either, so I always find it funny, a lot of the videos I watch, I'm like, well, yeah, I knew you're not a therapist because you're a tarot reader. But I guess some people might get confused. I don't know. It's just people talking about their life experiences, but everyone's advice is different, isn't it? Because not everyone's life's the same. I just like the cards. It's like making up a fun story. And if it resonates, that's like cool. And if the advice helped, that's even cooler, man. So in the future here, we've got Justice, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Some sort of truth will lead to justice and an Ace of Cups for you. The Ace of Vessels, the waters of life. It's basically leading you to the waters of life. Some sort of justice has to be done in the future. And it has to be 100% true. It has to have this Ace of Swords, the breath of life. The truth is always refreshing. And it's not so much about secrets and lies and whatever. It's the truth of yourself. Be what you are, what you want out of life. The truth of everything in your life, really. It's not just secrets and lies and Days of Our Lives stuff or Love Island drama. It's, you know, being honest with yourself. And then honest with the people around you. Be honest. Even if it sends them away. It's hard to... it's hard to accept that, but sometimes I always feel if I speak my truth and people leave, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be then. So yeah. Of course, I'm always happy to welcome people back into my life if they apologise. I'm a dick like that. Let's say sorry first. So we got Eight of Swords. So it's the justice about something that's trapped you for a very long time. and you're wanting to be free of this, because here we have the Ace of Wands again. There's something you want to just move on to, away from this 10 of Swords endings and 8 Swords feelings. Something needs to be untangled mentally within yourself. So, for fuck's sake. Man, I was just nearly there at the end. Right, we got the Lovers has come up. So this is some sort of justice to do with a love interest or a relationship, or like anything like contractual. It's a choice as well. I mean, we could go for that. I thought I was nearly voting free then. And the Hierophant, so a commitment. Some sort of justice has to be done with the relationship of yours, whether you're in a relationship with this person or not. There has to be justice, and it's to do with traditional things, following the rules, being fair, commitment as well. This is long-term commitments. Whew. Wow. Okay. So I don't know, maybe you're in with somebody and they're going to ask you to marry them, or maybe you're married 20 years and you're going to have your second wedding. But some sort of justice has to be done. But I don't know where, there was some sneaky, trucy 7 of Swords energy here earlier. So maybe there are things you need to come clean about with you, or your partner has to come clean about to you. I don't know, just a chat. Have a chat. I can't give you any other advice on that. But it's trapping you in 8 Swords. So free yourself. Oppression, interference as well. 8 Swords is interference, which can be mental manipulation. I mean, we can mentally manipulate ourselves. You can talk yourself into all kinds of terrible things, you know. Check yourself. Don't even worry so much about what other people are saying to you. Listen to what you're like. Listen to your inner voice, as if, I know it sounds arrogant, but as if you were the person who had the most unconditional love for you. Yeah, because you are. Your higher self loves you unconditionally. It understands everything you've been through, because it has been through what you've been through. So view your thoughts that way. And if you find yourself saying shitty things to you, like, fucking punish yourself. So fine, if you're going to, you know, go on social media and then you have a bout of insecurity and look at how everybody's life's so much better than me, like, let your inner judge and mother come in and go, oh, that's not cool. Right, 24 hours, no social media for you. And stick to it. Be a strict parent with yourself. Yeah. You can get out of 8 Swords. Anyway, enough lecturing from Tristan. This is probably because I got a bit, like, knocked off. I was like, it's nearly romance free. But I mean, the Ace of Cups is here. But in here, it's the Waters of Life. For me, this is the overfilling of your own cup and to have love for everything. But here, it's quite clearly being specific about a relationship in the future. So there's a truth that needs to be told. The Breath of Life, the Ace of Arrows. You know, sometimes when I've had to get something off my chest that was a truth, whatever result it was, I often felt better afterwards. And it's nice when you know you can tell somebody the truth and they're not going to judge you for it. Those are being seen, having some virtue in your communication, however sharp the truth needs to be. And here it's an arrow. It's not so much a double-edged sword. It's an arrow. It's taking flight. Be virtuous. It will lead to new beginnings. Adjustment, which is it justice? Got them 8. No, 5, 6, 7, 8. Strength. No, it is strength. Oh yeah. What was lust then? Anyway, I get confused. So we got strength. I'm gonna something wanted me to not know what was going on there. Oh, flipping heck. Okay, a truce. Truce. We can have a truce. You want a truce. Something is... And there's the Ace of Cups. Wow. I don't know what happened to my brain just then. Sorry, I need to just double check some meanings here. We had lust earlier. I feel like I've just been hit by a distraction spell. from my own higher self, perhaps. It's like, no, these people don't want you to know about this particular thing. Whatever it is. I guess it's everyone's, we're all a bit ADHD, aren't we? All right. Justice. It is justice, I thought. So, and then, yeah, the other one, lust, was strength. Traditionally strength. This deck can confuse me sometimes. Sorry, guys. But I don't know what happened there with the shuffle. But there's some sort of truce about a justice that needs to be done. But there's a lot of love in the situation, it seems. Which is the best way for people to talk about things that are difficult. Always come from a place of love. If you really want to have a truce with somebody, you know, you can't go in hating them. I mean, like, that's why people get the Nobel Peace Prize, isn't it? They're able to help people come from a place of empathy for each other, which is what we should all have for each other. Even Jesus was empathic for, like, you know, he felt for the guys on the cross with him, even though one was a murderer, the other was a robber. Can't remember exactly, but they weren't, you know, they were the kind of souls most people would dismiss as not being worthy. But the true message of God is that everyone is worthy, isn't it? Anyway, fuck. All right, so yeah, so some sort of truce needs to happen, a justice about something that's gone on. Eight of Cups, something painful. Knight of Wands there. Something painful people had to walk away from. I don't know. Something to do with love. All right, I'm going to try and focus a bit on this last card because that was just quite bizarre. And let's see what the Ace of Cups is. Flipping heck, what we got? Queen of Swords. Is some competition? Four of Wands. Completion, not competition. Some sort of completion, a truce. It might be a bit cutting. Are you afraid of a cutting, somebody who's got a cutting tongue, perhaps? You know, I always think if you just prime people, I think. Like if you start an email with the words unfortunately, you know, they're going to know it's not a good result, isn't it? But, I love you, but. I don't know. Just, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Cups and worry. You're a very stable, wealthy woman who's worrying. No, new beginning. Or male. All right, can we try to focus on this one, please? Focus on this one. Waters of life. What is your Ace of Cups exactly? Okay. Three of Cups. You want abundance and pleasure, sharing new perspectives, getting away from endings, walking away from things that hurt. You want to walk away from this hurt towards your Ace of Cups. It's come back. And Three Cups. Yeah, this truce will enable you to do so, I think. If you can find how to find justice in the situation without being worried about the conflict it might create. Just prime people, I guess. You never know, the person you need to speak to might be quite, you know, chilled and stable and not that emotional, really. Who knows? There might be a wild rocket that freaks out at the smallest thing. Everyone's different, I guess. But generally get a sense of a person if you spend enough time with them. And if there's so much going on, it must be somebody you know very well. So this is all future, subject to change as always. I think I'm going to stop there and move on to this tradition card, because the Hierophant's very traditional as well. Some sort of very serious commitment going on. A lot of meditative energy. Yeah, whatever it is that you're trying to fix or get past and have a truce with, it's very important to you. You want to share your cup with someone in the future, but there has justice and there's a lot of tradition. So what's tradition about? What's this tradition? Is it just commitment? Something that strength. 9 Wands. Something that takes strength. Debauchery there. Is there a tradition you need to uphold in order to get this Ace of Cups? What's the tradition? Something to do with the Knight of Cups and a choice. Wow, come back in situ. A Princess of Pentacles, somebody with some power that is creating worry for you because of the virtue of it. Okay, you're worried if it's virtuous or if it's not. I'm not sure, but either that or about this new beginning. Let me get the Thoth book out again. Where is it? Where did I chuck it? Oh, I don't even know. Welcome to my brain. You can lose something you just had right here. It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, ADHD. I don't know. I'm not diagnosed, but I'm quite sure I'm got the traits. Anyway, I always get that because there's three ones is also like that new beginning. So you want that new beginning, but there's some worry involved in some sort of ritual to do with the Queen, a Knight of Cups. But it's going to lead to abundance, it's saying, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, there's a little quick energy of there. I mean, 5 Pentacles you can just get out of. Move past worry. Don't worry about traditions. You know, some traditions are just traditions because it's what the people, when the tradition was made, needed in order to survive. And the churches used to make things part of traditions just so that the local population wouldn't. I always think about during the plague where the bishops or the church guys would still be charging people to bury the dead in consecrated ground. It's like everyone was dying and the whole world was falling apart, and these guys are just trying to make a buck. So some traditions aren't really worth upholding if they don't serve current needs. So pick the traditions that work for you, that you have to ascribe to, but don't worry too much about them. Traditions are just traditions, you know. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask the deck what you should do. What should the viewer do? And then I think I might pull a card from the Magic Oracle cards. Might as well make it a nice long reading today. But I've had the Death card twice in a row. Hopefully it won't come out again today. 3 times. Let's see. What should the viewer do? Oh. 3. Okay, and there's mourning. Okay, something to do with love. A love connection that you're very hot for. There's some sadness involved. And 3 swords. 7 of Cups, mourning, which is not like the illusions and stuff. There's mourning of giving up of illusions almost. Like none of these options would have worked. You have to move on. But there's a sunrise there behind this tree. Maybe move on to a love, or a love that you're very hot for and that you're going to go on a journey with, that you're happy to let things die. But yeah, some 3 swords there. It's a bit of pain. 4 of Pentacles, protection. Knight of Swords, the hawk. And the King of Swords, the Kingfisher. Interesting. I think what it's telling you is that, because in this deck, the 3 of Swords, there's jealousy. So there's some jealousy somewhere. And maybe that's what's caused the pain. I always think if you, like, I've had all kinds of relationships, and you know, think bad things about previous girlfriends or boyfriends. You know, harbour resentment and guilt. I think if you get to the point where you truly just think, I hope they figure themselves out, and I hope they find what makes them happy, because it's not me, because it didn't work. I think that's a good place to be. It can be hard to forgive people sometimes, you know, if somebody cheated on you, or whatever they did, took your money, or, you know, were really mean, or, you know, I mean, people do all kinds of things to each other, you know, and it's not always intentional. Sometimes it's just, maybe we had bad examples growing up, or there's always space for forgiveness, I think, and growing. That's what at least I like to see in people, is to grow, because I try and grow. don't stay stuck and stagnant. So it's telling you to go into Four of Pentacles, which isn't so much about selfishness here. It's about protection. It's about consolidation here. We had 4 Pentacles here again, yeah? So it's come up twice. Consolidate your surroundings. Be in a safe place, somewhere that makes you feel safe, where you can see what's yours and you can protect it. Like, I get because you got this little deer under this dome in here. We've got these spirals and old trees. It's very peaceful looking, but you know there could be a lion anywhere or a wolf, depends on what continent you're on. And it feels like this deer is looking at the viewer, and you're protecting the deer almost. And the deer might be something that means a lot to you. So it could be your family, your children, your job, a project, a friend, your inner child, whatever it is. You're protecting something and you're consolidating that power. Then it looks like after that, once you've protected what matters to you, you're out taking action. And it might be to take these arrows out, because 3 of Swords is also about taking the swords out, using your mental facilities. So not so much logicking away hurt, but really kind of cutting through things and understanding where pain comes from and why you feel pain, what caused it, and making peace with it. Using logic, clear thinking, higher perspectives, swift action, and not being hurtful in that. King of Swords is very moderate. He doesn't cut people up too much. The Queen of Swords she can be a bit, I know that's a bit genderist, but it's I think in these decks it's the different levels, and they just naturally thought a woman would be underneath a man. In other decks there's a queen, there's no king. I think there's no kings in the Thoth deck. There's no kings, I don't think. There's just queens, but there's like 2 pages and 2 knights, a prince and a princess, and then was it 2 knights? I can't remember. Maybe 1 princess, knight, and a prince. Yeah. So it's just about levels of becoming adept at that particular suit. And also different sides of yourself you might have to tap into. Let's all be honest. Sometimes we do have to get into our Queen of Swords energy. We have to actually tell people who are overstepping boundaries, who are hurting us, who are doing things that are totally out of whack and out of fucking proportion, that you need to take a step back, or I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And I also, because I often get a silent energy from the Queen of Swords. She's like, she's got communication and she's holding it and she's showing everyone it's going to be sharp. Come on then. Come on. What you got to say? You got nothing to say? Cool, I'll be quiet too. I'm just chilling in my corner. King of Swords is more, let's communicate together. It's a different energy you have to tap in with different people. So obviously it's telling you to tap into your King of Swords, which is like just logic. And take action. King of Swords, Knight of Swords, going out, taking action, defending, setting things straight, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I hope that's been helpful. Just gonna see what this deck's got to offer for me today. Let's see. Wow, it's like a fucking rainbow volcano, bro. I love it. The volcano. All right, it's telling you to think bigger, which is fucking cool. It's asking you to consider what shifts you're afraid of. So maybe some change that might be involved with whatever's going on here in the future, what scares you, and maybe to vocalize that. Time alone is needed. Okay, I can understand that. I need time alone sometimes. So take some time alone, and I get that from this Four of Pentacles kind of energy here. You just with whatever keeps you safe, you can still be alone with that thing. Yeah, and then align to your highest truth. Yeah, your highest truth. The breath of life, the spark of life. And what was the other one? The waters of life. Those 3 things. What gives your life breath? What sparks life in you? And where are the waters of your life? Where's the wellspring of what sustains you? Yeah. Align to your highest truth. Very nice. Right, that's the end of my reading. I hope you've had a good time listening. And if you have been listening, thank you. If you've enjoyed yourself, like, comment, share, subscribe. And whatever you're doing this fine Saturday, hope you're having a good time. Bye.